Thank you all for joining us. Adam, let's go ahead and move on to your opening announcement.
Alrighty. I stand before you all today with a heart filled with gratitude and a deep sense of appreciation for each and every one of you here. As we gather in this town hall, I am reminded of the strength and resilience that defines our community. First and foremost, I want to express my sincere thanks to each of our member of our org for staying united through the highs and lows of the past year. As we stand at the threshold of the new year, let us look forward with hope and optimism. The challenges we face are opportunities for growth and renewal. Let us commit ourselves to fostering even deeper connections within our community and those in the game. Through collaboration and understanding, we could build a stronger, more inclusive Arvid where everyone feels valued and heard. I'm confident in that the bonds we share will fortify us as we navigate the unknown. We will continued support. With your continued support, I believe that Arvid has the potential to achieve new heights of greatness this year ahead. But now, to get past all the me stuff, I want to get to the main reasons for this town hall meeting. For each commander to tell you about their squadrons, for everyone to take a turn answering any questions, and it's what you have. But we will, which will be saved for after everyone's little presentation, and detailing the differences between becoming a lawful or morally good organization. Now, I would like to present our first presenter, the commander of Falcon and the head of our combat and security divisions, Kamison, who we have to thank for our strong presence in the verse.
Hi, guys. For combat this year and last year, we have grown a lot. We have gotten a lot better. People are fighting better together. What I'm hoping for both in Falcon and Phoenix this year is going to be a lot more organized group events. Where we go out, we grab a big ship, and we hunt down bounties, both player and non-player, and whether that means we're going on foot, in the air, just groups of Phoenix and Falcon fighting together this year is my goal. I mean, right now I am looking at a lot of active Falcon members that are wanting to help out. So I'm looking for my Phoenix members to do the same. So Phoenix guys, if you want to help out OP and Smurf with the events, let them know, please. But yeah, after we're done here today, I will definitely take any questions for combat today overall, but our goal is going to be in the verse. If they see Arvid is on the server, people can say, hey, I need a rescue and trust us to come and rescue them and be able to keep them safe. And know that if Arvid says we're on the server bounty hunting and they're a player bounty hunting or a player doing something wrong, they know we're coming after them and they're going to die. But that's my goals for us for combat this year. I think next we'll move on and hand it over to Bear, our admiral of non-combat divisions, our Condor, Nightingale, and Raven squadrons.
Raven. Everybody forgets about Raven.
No, I couldn't remember the current name. I almost said Paw.
I mean, we could do. I'll just use my opening. We'll now pass on to the commander of Condor, director of our logistics, manufacturing, and trade divisions, and the people we need to please as they ensure we can actually function, Bearfather.
Hello, just one second. I just want to say, yeah, I'm done. Took a big bong rip. So, I want to first say thank you for all showing up. Arvid has gone through a lot this year, a lot of different restructuring, people leaving, people joining, how we run things. It's changed a lot this year. Um, we're as a commander feedback throughout the year on what was good, what was bad, and I think we did a good job as command. And I want to say good job to the command team. I think you guys are doing a great job trying to make the org a better place. Now, our ideas aren't always great, but we try, and that's what matters. If you try, you'll see that I'm a happy person. I'll never bitch at anybody that's for fucking up for trying. I'll bitch for not trying, as you know. Um, but I just wanted to say that before I go into my industrial bullshit. I just want to say I am proud of this org. I've seen it grow. I've seen it pass the hurdles that were put in front of them and continue to go. And I just hope that continues on. So now, who I am Bear Father. I am the stoner here, like at Cammy. I'm in charge of industrial. I like to make this org money. Um, that's what I want. I want us to have money for Cammy's wildest dreams of taking an 890 carrier. If we need to buy an 890, that's what I'm here for. I want to make sure we make money as an org and can afford what we need to do as an org. With that said, I'm going to complain that we don't get enough war chest or PayPal donations because don't forget, this is a cash. We have to put out cash. We're putting out almost $100 a month, and we have donation buttons on the website. For those that don't know, we have a fucking website. We even have a wiki. Um, we're
Yeah.
trying to do, uh, but anyways, I'm getting off the track here. Sorry. But War Chest is starting to do better. It needs to be better than it is, so we can start paying for our events. We've started doing that a couple times now, but we can't make it a regular thing until we have great donations. I think what else I wanted to bring up. Um, I also give me a second. I apologize. I literally lost a train of thought there. Anyways, so for the future of our industry, coming up, Condor will be very busy. Raven's going to be very busy, and hopefully Nightingale will get very busy. Because with Pyro coming out this year, we need to get our searchers and explorers out, which is going to be Raven. We need to get Condor out there to make that money so we can keep providing ships to the people that keep losing them from all the pirates. We need to keep Phoenix cleared. So this year, I think, as an industry towards our squads, I hope to see a lot of new gameplay coming in. Supposedly, our engineers are coming. We're going to have Raven out there exploring Pyro. We're going to just have to come together as an org to show Pyro what Arvid is. With that, I think I'm done. I can't remember what the last thing was, so I'm going to pass it on back to Adam. Thank you all for showing up.
And here we thought we had to worry about me going off track.
Right?
Hey, and now for our next presenter, the thorn in my side who wishes nothing but my destruction and my seat, the commander of Nightingale, and the squadron keeping us all alive, Panda.
Hello,
Hello.
I am the commander of Nightingale. Uh, I'm really not sure what much there's much to say.
Well, discuss, just tell your org, tell your squadrons, like, hey, this is us. Here's what we plan to do in the future, and yeah.
I definitely will develop more features and gameplay loops and stuff that come out for medical. They're changing a lot pretty much every patch. Most of it goes undocumented, so a lot of it is like being
Hello?
tested and trying to figure stuff out. Hopefully, with the inclusion of bio and other things, it opens up more for us to do to assist the other squadrons, but also with the just regular people within the verses. That's kind of all I have.
Alrighty. In that case, I'll steal the stage then, and now I won't be on that. Now I won't be the leader of Arvid, but as the head of Stork. Stork is not really a squadron, but a group of people in Arvid dedicated to content creation, ranging from simple streaming of stuff to full productions. Starting this year, we'll be basically trying to ramp up our video productions is to help advertise us through media. Whether it's having multiple people film the exact same battle so we can actually get multiple perspectives on it, and shots to catch your eye, videos about each squadron and telling what they are, and with the hope of with a new role play series once space building is in. There are no ranks, just people volunteering for stuff, from writers to directors to editors. We're always looking for more people, and we will always be happy to have more people to join us. And with that little bit, since again it's not an actual squadron, I'll pass it on to the commander in charge of Phoenix, who has the boots on the ground and the armor moving in the fields, Opiman.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. So it's a big group here today. So it's with great pride that I stand before you to speak about our esteemed combat squadron, Phoenix, and outline our ambitious goals for the upcoming year, 2024. So to begin, the name Phoenix embodies resilience, renewal, and strength, right? Qualities that define our squadron in the face of challenges. We rise from the ashes stronger and more determined than ever. As we look ahead to the coming year, our focus is on excellence, unity, and a commitment to safeguarding not only the Stanton system, but also the upcoming Pyro system, which we all know is going to be a huge challenge. So the primary goal for 2024 is probably to enhance our operational capabilities through rigorous training. We've got to get some more squadron-based training, boarding stuff, moving as a unit, trying to ensure that each member of the squadron is prepared for any mission that might come our way, whether it's going to help other players in need, medical beacons, anything like that. That leads us into the collaboration part. So that's the heart of our success, right? We all have to work together. So we're going to aspire to strengthen our bonds as a squadron, fostering a sense of camaraderie that transcends the challenges of the battlefield. Teamwork is our greatest asset. By working seamlessly together, we'll overcome obstacles and achieve unparalleled success. Everyone here will know the Arvid name, and hopefully followed soon by Phoenix name. So, as a Phoenix Squadron, we understand the importance of adaptability. We'll be ready to respond swiftly to emerging threats from NPCs as well as player characters. That'll consist of, actually watching the global chat, seeing what's going on. If there's we got some trolls out there giving some new players trouble, we can, offer our assistance if needed. Maybe not openly in the global chat, but we could send messages. But in conclusion, the Phoenix Squadron stands resolute in its dedication to excellence, unity, and innovation. Our goals for 2024 reflect our commitment to being at the forefront of national defense. Together as a united and determined squadron, working alongside with our other squadrons and Arvid, we will rise above challenges and continue to uphold the values that define us. Thank you. Any questions?
No, questions are for later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no questions yet. Hold questions.
Think of questions.
Yeah, think of questions.
There's a town hall questions text chat. Just put your questions in there. Try to keep the chatter out of that area though.
Yeah, and especially it's for those who can't be staying around for Pokemon and such, and they do want to get their questions out.
Yes, if you
Okay, but now, last but certainly not least, actually, there will be a slight redo in a moment, but for the commander of Raven, with the thirst of knowledge and science known to all, Wardrake.
Yeah. So Lieutenant Commander. But yeah, so Raven is the science and exploration. We also handle the current diplomatic affairs with the org, side by side with administration. So that can vary and be anything between linking up with the GU, finding other orgs that are possible good allies, and trying to get them connected with us. And in the future, when Pyro gets tech preview again, we will be in Pyro as a primary area, just kind of exploring, testing things, finding those trap doors, and making sure people don't fall into them. And working with other orgs so we can build relationships. So that is Raven in a nutshell. The diplomatic science and exploration. So, yep, that's it. If you have any questions, you can put them in the question chat, and we will get to them later.
All right, thank you. And as I said for the Pete stuff, Bear Father's taking the stage again because he forgot to talk about Condor.
Yeah, hold on. Once again, why do you always call to me when I'm fucking taking a bong rip? All right. So yes, I unfortunately one thing I forgot was Condor. I wanted to talk about Condor. So Condor is our main logistical squad. They handle all our real money making. Uh, where Nightingale's our medic and Raven's our exploration. Condor is our miners, our salvage, our engineers, our you know repair people. They're going to be the ones in the field that you're going to go crying back to when you need your shit fixed, or you need, you know, Opie says I need 100 fucking demi-coats. That's Condor's where Condor's going to come in. Currently, Condor does not have a commander, unfortunately. Uh, Last year we went through two commanders. One got busy with real life, new job, new life, new world, new girlfriend, disappeared, and then the other one, he pulled on a new job that actually took over all his extra time, so he was unable to do it. Plus, wow, fucking wow. So currently we do not have a commander. That position is open, but we're still, we have quite a few new people in Condor this year. We have some older people. Everybody's actually doing pretty good in Condor. So if you ever have any questions about that, Panda is currently assisting as commander for Condor. Um, and then of course, if anything is ever needed, you can always let me know. If you have any questions about Condor, once again, please leave it in the question and we'll get to it after we're done. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you. And now, basically, the main subject for this and for this town hall, and the biggest issue to us all is what to call ourselves. Because towards the end of the previous year, we initiated a significant policy changes amid it aimed at fortifying the health and vitality of our organization. Starting with the membership count of 489, we have now streamlined our roster to what was it, 391? Double checking. 41. We're down to 341 people due to the purges of. The reduction is primarily the result of removing individuals who have departed from the server without rejoining, or have yet to return to the new server since the downfall of the last one 2 years ago. But the most momentous change unfolded in November, a change that was put to a vote to everyone here, involving every member of our community. The decision at hand was whether we should persist as being a purely lawful organization or transition to a morally upright one, align with the law, adhering to the regulations set forth by the predominant ruling party in each system, This entails following the laws of largest gain in regions like Pyro, exemplified by entity and a good example of each like lawful group would be the Empire, both UE and Galactic Empire, Paladins and Knights in D&D, morally upright, like tends not to bend the rules, and Judge Dredd, who is the law and so forth. On the other hand, embracing morally righteousness empowers us to act more according to our own convictions, enabling us to undertake missions and events that are not strictly adhered to a lawful code. For best examples for them, think the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Rebel Alliance, if we exclude Saul Guerrero's faction because we don't want to blow up civilians, and a more historical one, Robin Hood. I understand that this shift may be disconcerting for some, considering our historical commitment to be a lawful identity. Yeah, however, after thorough deliberation and collective discussions, we are convinced that this transition is the best interest of our shared vision. We all aspire to be heroes in the verse, a beacon of assistance and support for those in need. Under our new stance, our focus will be targeting criminal organizations for raids and assaults, while concurrently extending aid, trade, and services to those who align for a moral code. In certain cases, we may opt not to charge a credit fee, instead choosing to exchange goods and services at a later date. Meaning if they can't pay like our usual fees, we say, hey, hop on board and act as a crew member for the next 2 hours or so, and you'll be good. Importantly, our headquarters, will be located in high-tech space. We'll dutifully adhere to the established rules. However, our bases scattered throughout the galaxy, particularly the publicly known ones, will transform into safe havens. These locations will serve as sanctuaries for those seeking refuge, and if possible, complete with communication systems to allow them to reach out for assistance. This commitment to provide safety and support remains unwavering, irrespective of whether we define ourselves as lawful or morally good. Together, we embark on this journey, united in our own pursuits of becoming the guardians that others can turn to in times of need. Thank you. Now, for those who already know the link, they can already go on there, put in their questions, and we'll answer them a bit. But we're going to take, I would say, maybe a good 5 minutes. Oh, come on, open up. Back to the actual window now. We'll take about 5 minutes, just kind of sit, refill waters and such. And for anyone here who wants to think of a question and wants to like articulate better, just that way on the record, it'll sound better instead of something I would say on the moment and all stuttery and weird. So yeah, if you have any questions, either add it to the town hall's questions up there, or just wait and once we get back in about 5 minutes or so, just raise your hand and we'll start the question period.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Knowing you, you would.
Damn right I do.
Smooth sausages?
If it tastes good.
Just to looking at the chat, see Reaver is talking about doing more ground ops anytime soon or waiting to pyro. Yeah, we'll absolutely be doing more ground ops. We won't be waiting on pyro for anything like that. So I know we have planned to do. I was talking to Smurf about doing some of the was it the basic training is what we called it back in the day, where we were going to try to do last time we did the Phoenix night, but you know, Star Citizen kind of crapped out on us that night. But yeah, we'll definitely be planning some more of that stuff.
A suggestion for that, OP, would be doing 4-man bunker squads and having no more than 4 people to a ship.
Yeah. Yeah, we got reamed the other night.
That seems to right now be the magic number to work the best.
I mean, it makes sense too. Anyway, you can kind of break everybody into fire teams. Have squad leaders.
I actually have a plan for doing something similar for Falcon.
I would
I wanna-
recommend waiting until the break time is over to answer questions, so everybody's
Yeah.
back. I did mark the questions so they are highlighted with the Arvid
Yeah.
reaction.
Oh yeah, they have. Great question there. Haha.
All right. Since the questions are still pouring in, we'll start our way. Start from the top, or if we want to, anyone who has a question they want to speak out now. If not, we'll just go to the text-based ones first.
Yeah, we'll do text-based ones first in order.
Alrighty. Question 1. Does Falcon squad leadership plan on working toward having more frequent trainings and more nightly events?
Wait, I was gonna move them up, and then they can ask their question.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I saw one who's not here and such.
No, he's here.
Good morning.
There we go.
I mean, well, I guess let's start. So when and who is going to be starting to run the actual squadron trainings and when? There's been a real lack of activity or invitations to get people trained up, get people, feel familiar with the modus operandi and standard operating procedures with, our fighting wings and stuff. So I'd really love to see some updates, follow up on that if there's any leadership also added to that. And is there any efforts being made for later in the evening or more Pacific friendly time zone operations?
So yes, I am already looking at what's going on in Falcon. I'm already looking at people that I want to have help with getting more of these trainings out there. I have all the training information we really would need to get started, but it's more of really we all have to learn how to fight together. So we just need time to fight together. And it's going to be, I need to get better leadership in place at this point. One person, unfortunately, it's not his fault. He's not doing much at the moment. He has no access to the game entirely, and that's CIG's bad coding and not his problem, or his not wanting to lead the missions for you. So there's that. The other one will be addressed, and I do have plans after this week's Falcon event to find if I have more people I can look at having help me run the events and get the training going. Right now, it's literally a lack of active leadership, and I'm already aware of and on top of it, hence the questions I've already asked in Falcon Chat this week.
Yeah, I think the other question was the time zone.
Yeah, that goes the same with everything else. I just need more help because I can only go so late. So I've got to find yet more people to go just a little bit later. Anything else?
Um, is there going to be a final decision this year to follow up with the standards of communication, the standard operating procedure for that communication
Yes,
method
I
that's going to
want.
be easy and more readily available?
Yeah, I already have a couple of better solutions than using two apps going at once, ready to go. I just wanted to let the dust settle of the morality issue first, and then have another town hall to discuss that. And that'll be a town hall that I set up with just a layout of that different app that's an all-inclusive fix for all of our communication woes.
Fantastic. The last question I had was, is Arvid Tappan open to discussion going down even more or less morally ambiguous, lawful evil, supporting person slavery, things like that, depending on what is optionally available in other systems?
That'd be a question for Adam.
I caught about half of it.
So the just would Arvid be open to the morally gray, morally evil side of things? Opening up those lines of missions and such, right, Telraven?
So like the people that like to just go and kill Hurston because they know Hurston's slavers.
Or actually help person in getting slaves, capturing players.
I mean, technically
That
that's part of the lawful side. Technically,
yeah. Well, no, slavery would be part of the moral side of it all. No,
well, no,
slavery is
but
not morally correct.
yeah, no, slavery. Yeah, if we're going against Hurston to free their slaves, that's the moral side of it. If we are going to acquire Hurston's slaves that are escaping, that is the lawful side of it because technically they are the UEE and we've got to follow their law.
Which I mean, I kind of feel like there it answered the questions, but in terms of grayness and such, I will be leaning to say light gray is all right, but we don't want to go too dark. We don't want to start that slippery slope of like, hey, we could do this bad thing here, so why can't we do more of this thing here, and just kind of spiral out of control.
We will not be forming roving kill squads unless it's roving bounty hunting squads.
I think there'll be a focus on bringing them in alive.
Yep. Yeah, when we're able to start bringing them in alive, the focus will be to bring them in alive first.
That's when we'll have to, enact rules of engagement procedures too.
Well, that's when only the commander will have actual destructive lasers. All other ships will be fitted with distortions to prevent any accidents.
That would be a very good training up idea for Fountain and Nightingale to or do all three. Do a ship capture and actual player capture.
We've kind of done that once already with one of the events we've run with GU, but yes, that is another good event to have. It is fun. It is exciting. So that's a big event, something I would plan. That's going to be a multi-squadron event.
If
All right.
that is
All
all,
right.
then I'll move you back down.
Yeah.
Yep. Next
Move it.
one.
The next person was Hellwinter?
Looks like it.
Yep. So first question, I just popped in a couple because we know Pyro's coming. Do we have like an overall goal for Pyro? What we want to see? Like, I know we have a lot of different fields we're trying to go for as far as how we're gonna act in Pyro, but do we have an overall like org goal for Pyro? Like saying like, hey, y'all got your squadron goals that you want to do, but it should be like going towards an org goal, like say in Pyro, because we know that's going to be the big thing. That's where everyone's going to be, and it's going to change a lot of what we're going to do. It's more of an independent system, and we have more freedom to say like, hey, we're going to do X for like say the next 3 months or 6 months or whatever, or this is like the goal by the end of the year to have this, to kind of direct some of this energy here.
Yeah. I would
Medicine
say
time.
We do, just because like the whole want to be a bastion of safety type theme for our bases and locations outside lawful high-sec areas. We have it where we set up like a base on like every planet or moon in the Pyro, depending on how much that costs, and have it where if players are in need, we basically just fly over there from time to time and see if there's anyone looking for help, like they got stranded because they got shot down, or just going around trying to find any groups that are trying to harass other players, like especially people trying to camp the Pyro entrance, because that definitely kills the fun for a lot of people. But we do have some plans for Pyro. We do have good objectives for it. It's just not like official, like this is our state policy, this is what we'll be doing no matter what type thing.
Okay. I had a few more, but I'll let other people speak in case we run out of time, because I think I posted some important questions, some dumb questions. So I'll be gone now.
All right. Oh, in errors are requesting to speak.
But he didn't post a question.
Next one will be deviant on the list of questions.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't post a question because I was waiting for the request to speak function. So I do apologize if I've jumped the queue or whatever.
You did.
But hello, everybody. My question was, how do we go about joining the different factions and the different groups? I'm not really focused on like doing any of the combat stuff or any of like the like squadron fighting stuff. So I really want to make the company money. That's kind of where I strive, and I want to make myself useful is by making the company money. I'm quite good at mining and salvaging, so I would like to join one of them factions. Or how do I go about doing that?
So most squads, all squads, they are individual. So each squad will be different. Some require like Falcon, Phoenix. They require some a mission, do a mission with them, watch how you play to join them. Raven, they have their own little world. They have their own rules. Same thing with Nightingale. She has a meta class. Condor is the easiest, one of the easier ones to get in because all you have to do is say, "Yeah, I want to be in Condor," and welcome to Condor. But once again, once you join a squad, ranking up and all that show you got to be presence, doing things. Like I said, each squad is different, but pretty much all of them are the same. If you show initiative, you join in, you're always in game, you're doing things, blah blah blah, you'll rank up in your squad. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'd like I said before, that's kind of where I want to be and want to go with Star Citizen. So if I could ever get down, like get that far, that would be fantastic. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
Yep. All right, so that would be Crazy Deviant next, I guess.
Yes. Crazy Deviant is next. Is he here?
Saw him a second ago. There he is. Invite him to speak. You there, buddy? I see him lighting up, but I don't hear nothing. I heard something, buddy. It doesn't sound like your mic's working. Almost.
Hello?
There you are.
Hello?
Yes.
Is that working?
Yes.
Oops. Okay, there we go. Sorry. If you can hear me now. So, the question is about combat logistics. And so, one thing that I've noticed since I've gotten into Star Citizen again is that sometimes when you want to get involved in combat ops, whether it be ground or space combat, that is typically the group that is the best organized tends to win. And one thing I was wondering is to give you some examples, now that they've released those SCU containers, what about if we, let's say, get a bunch of one SCU, fill them with like a standard ground combat kit for like the ground pounders that they can just like grab out of, say, like any random ship, and then, that way they have their gear ready to go. Other things like, for example, having like standardized ship loadouts, so that way you can say, okay, we're going to deploy this ship doctrine to be able to counter this, or stuff like that, or even have like preloaded like Hercules with vehicles that are ready to go. Like you just undock the dropship pilots with the vehicles all ready to go at a moment's notice instead of having to load them in advance. Like it's sort of the idea of combat logistics. I'm wondering whether that's a good idea or not, because that's something I think that the logistics group can definitely do, and then that would support the other groups.
Yeah, that's actually something we used to do a lot more of too. When Condor had the other commanders in the past, they would have A1s ready and loaded up, and we had what we call a mule that would come with us on our ground teams too. That was basically carrying just one person that carried all the ammo for when we're doing the siege of Orson. And when it comes to like the ground team, we do have like a
Oh wait, I'm
common
on mute
loadout
still.
that is what everybody's supposed to use when we're doing official operations. Now, when we're doing just when it comes to the crates, we used to
Uh
carry
huh.
crates like that. We used to actually make the big
Uh
two
huh.
SCU crates and fill them full of gear when we were doing the big operations.
Okay.
So it's something we definitely should get
I'll
more into, back
look later.
into rather.
And if
Yeah,
you're
so
interested
if
in doing
that's
something like that,
something we can get
David,
back into, then absolutely, I'd be happy to see that.
What?
if you're interested in doing that type of work, you just let me know, and we can, because we have every squad has a uniform, their standard loadouts. What basically what if somebody's like somebody from Raven said, "Hey, I need a loadout," you would know what armor, weapons, and all that to pull. So if you're interested in doing that, just let me know, or Panda, and we can get you sitting down, talking to the right commanders, and get what you need to get set up. The only biggest
Yeah, I'd
problem
be
with
happy to.
He's offended.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the reasons we stopped doing that is because there's a lot of bugs where people were just losing items, just like the whole crate would just disappear.
You spend like
And-
2
Yeah.
days getting everything together, then all of a sudden it just poof.
Yeah, and so we stopped kind
Well,
of
yeah,
doing that
I
because
mean,
of that kind of shit.
yeah. Well, it's also why I think having like separate stations for like ground pound, like, but actually, that's another question. Do we have like a standard station that we form out of, or multiple stations, or we just kind of pick whatever home we have?
So
each
most of us
squad had
pick.
their own. Yeah, so
Yeah.
each squad had their own. Like Condor, it was Mikel 2 was our designation.
No.
That's where we had all our basic gear. So if we were doing
Oh,
events,
Yeah.
sorry. No.
we would start at
Close.
Mikel 2, suit up, get everybody's shit together. Because like when we get the boxes together, so we would pop out a Raven box or a Phoenix box or two, and then we'd take that over to
Mhm.
wherever we're starting. Now, as the org, we used to do Tressler as the main deploy, but I think recently didn't we change it to Seraphim?
No.
Still okay. So it's then technically Port Tressler is our main kickoff point for events.
There
If it's
was
not
never
specified.
a decision.
Gotcha.
Yeah. In general,
So if you ever
most.
hear anything about
Oh
us
wait.
joining
Think
up
I'm.
and nobody tells you where to go, start at Tressler.
Okay. That's good. I've personally been based out of Crusader L1 because I find it's really close to where a vast majority of the content's located. That's not
Yeah.
on Hurston, and
No,
it's
100% agree.
also got access to some other things that some other rest stops don't have. And you also don't have to worry about people trying to steal your stuff on the pads when you're trying to load stuff.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And also, like I showed on that screenshot the other day, the um carrier ops, maybe using the Hercules, using those microfighters. I make a sticking one. But yeah, like this is all like sort of the combat logistics, like I said, preloading vehicles, preloading crates, and I've personally got over 100 sniper rifles from during the thing, I'm talking about. So I can definitely help out in that regard as well.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'd love to get more back into that as long as, like you said, once the stability for it comes in too.
For sure, and I can also help with spreadsheets because I mean, hell, I've been doing that for a while for my EVE Online Corp. So, so if you need help with that, let me know too. But anyway, thank you for having me out the floor. Like I said, it was a lot to cover. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Deviant helped me with a spreadsheet as well.
all right. Who's next here? Let's keep this bitch moving. That's actually you, Wardrake. I need to address the GU contracts.
Yeah, should I address that now or wait till later?
Well, is it a question or what?
It's a bit more winded, and it's gonna
Let me
it's gonna
address.
bring up other questions.
Let me address
other
this
people's
last
questions
question
first.
about combat though, real quick, and then you can address the GU because it'll play into that because really, this last question is
The communications
highlighting.
channel.
No, we already asked that. That's going to be a new town hall later on.
Okay.
Because that's going to be me presenting about Gilded.
Mm-hmm.
No, the question of combat and standardization, ship lists, loadouts, gear preferences, and so what I am about to do for Falcon is we're going to use the same kit and loadout that Phoenix does for our personage, except we will always be in the medium set. So that will be the God, what is that? Which fire one is that, OP?
Nightfire.
The Nightfire
Got
medium
the
armor,
flames on it.
and you'll be expected to have an SMG or an AR, your choice.
And we
preferred
try to carry.
ships, that's going to be the one you are the most comfortable in, whether or not you have a gunner. So if you have two ships you bounce back and forth between, that's fine. I've got two that I go between because it depends. Do I have a gunner that night or do I not have a gunner? So ship lists, like there's nothing banned to use in Falcon. Put it that way. I don't see a reason to ban people from using a ship. I can even fight in
Except
ships that
except
people
the
say
Hully.
don't.
Except the Hully.
That fighting ships, it's already not a combat ship.
But
yeah, so Falcon is going to be taking the same Falcon or Combat's all going to have the same uniform, so it's all easy for Condor to pick up for us. So that way, all you've got to do is pick out what gun from them that they have in their stocks, and yeah, armor up, and that's it.
Yeah, we could probably appoint like an actual quartermaster. You know.
Yeah, we
One
can work
person,
with Condor and get a quartermaster rolling.
yeah, so that's gonna also affect the GU contract choice also. But I'll go into that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But
No,
is that
you
it?
should
Am I
you
good
should
to
have the
explain?
floor on the GU.
Okay, so as part of Raven handling basically like the diplomatic stuff, connecting with other orgs, bringing them into Arvid so they can chat with you guys. Something that's come up 3 times now with the GU is they need security for their ops. They do pay hourly for their security. However, since the last 2 that we ran with them went really well, we're actually missing the contract they're having going on right now in TTO because we're having this town hall. But I told them we need to have this town hall and discuss it as an org before moving forward. So essentially, we would be given a contract directly for their GU or GU connected operations to basically pose as security. Me and Bear and Cammy and several others from the org have already pulled security on their 890. But with this like official contract, we would be doing both air and the like FPS security. So of course OP would be in charge of the 890 security, roaming security, and whatnot. Falcon would be in charge of the air. We would also possibly be doing logistics to make sure our guys are fitted out and kitted out during that security contract. With it being an official security contract, we would not be paid hourly. We would be paid a direct lump sum to a person, and then that person would pay the org members that participate in the contract. It would change a bit of the dynamic for this contract. So I'll explain kind of what the GU is and the contracts that they hold. So the GU is not an org. It's a collection of orgs that simply are coming together because they want to make money in the verse. That is the big picture of the GU. It is we want to come together, make money, and protect each other and not attack each other so we can all make money together. That is the big picture of the GU, and they host contracts with the Galactic Troopers to provide security to protect those interests for the orgs that are a part of the GU. So essentially, we would be directly contracted to protect basically whatever's going on at the time or contract in the GU, and we would be a preferred partner to provide that security or logistics or whatever we need to do in that sense. So I would like to open up questions because this is something that as an org we probably kind of need to get a bit more organized. All of the events we've ran with the GU for security so far have been great. Kind of they've not gone off without incident, but the incidents have been quelled within security and not affected the main event. So, Bear can elaborate a little bit on one of those incidents that happened, but so far they've been pretty good for him again. But if anybody has any questions, I would like to answer questions about what the GU is, or if you have any questions about like those type of official contracts first before I go any further. So if you have any questions, just request to speak, and I'll bring you in.
Yeah, so as kind of you said, GU's kind of not really allies. They're not really like a group of people. It's like it's just they're all there to make money. So essentially like a marketplace. Do we
No,
want to?
it's a collection of
It's the
orgs.
United Nations.
It's the
Yeah,
United
UN.
Nations,
basically.
but we contract through GU for other orgs.
We can participate in contracts with the GU, and we tend to be their preferred security people.
So, question for that. I know kind of with the upcoming ethics guideline stuff, do we want to have like an approved clientele list? Like
We already
we're a
have that.
PMC.
There's so within
Is it
Raven,
published?
within Raven and within actually with Adam, because he's in ISC and he's in GU as well, and the people that kind of do the diplomatic ambassador stuff, we typically keep a list of orgs that want to ally with us, and ones that we don't. Well, not like an actual written list, but we keep track of like which orgs we don't want to ally with, which orgs we sort of can ally with, and which orgs like Viper of L, where it's like if they are there at Jumptown with us, they are not our friends unless prior said that they are our friends. Stuff like that. We typically keep track of all that stuff. The Trauma Discord also keeps track of that. So it's usually held within administration and Raven. We can kind of disseminate the information, but there's a lot of orgs that get dissolved and new ones that come up between now and the last 2 years.
Okay. That's what's kind of leading into is like if we want to act more as an org, like if we want to take more contracts more freely so we can start making money building a rep, do we want to disseminate saying like, hey, here's your approved clientele you can take contracts from. Here are the blacklists that you cannot take conflicts from or contracts from.
No, because just like us, orgs change over time. So it's not really, unless we are directly allied with somebody, we don't typically just say, we will take contracts from this person. That's something typically that we follow the org, and we usually pop into their Discord. I'm in a lot of Discords and chat with a bunch of people. I usually do my rounds and then kind of chat with them, see what they're doing, and if they're doing sketchy stuff, like just randomly blowing up people, then I'll be like, well, we can't really do events with them. And if they request something from us, I'll be like, you've seen me in the chats, like, no, we probably shouldn't do things with them. You were actually here when we did the recycle org stuff, where I was like, no, we don't need to be doing this. We need to be um, building in house. So that's similar to like what Raven and Paw has always done in the past and currently, as far as like making sure we're taking care of Arvid, but also
Mm-hmm.
connecting with people that we should be connecting with, and I can explain in detail if the like time arises.
Okay, we could take that offline for another meeting then, because it could be its whole other
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GU could be take too much. Let's keep this bitch moving.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll hop off.
but yep, but like the setting up and getting loadouts, that helps with the GU, but when we do GU ops, we kind of need to be in one uniform, so um preferably something we can all gather at one place. So far, Morozov has been the go-to because it's found at most of the stations.
Um,
So yeah.
why don't I think Opie should be involved with that one, since he is,
Yep.
a lot of it is ground and Falcons, so because ground ones care about the armor.
Yeah,
So
yeah, and it's probably always going to have to be two separate sets for the air and ground because there will be that eventual limitation of medium only or lower.
Yep, that's something I wanted to bring up just so like because they have an event going on right now and it seems to be weekly that they have these events going on and the payouts are pretty large. The war chest that they give to people to kind of handle the payouts is normally anywhere between 10 to 30 million. So they'll just give you that amount to cover all of the expenses for the event. For us, if we get a 20 person, like currently they ask for a 20-person security detail, each person would be paid for about I think 3 to 4 hours, and it'd be like 1.4 mil per hour, or I think it was like 1 mil per hour. So that would be a very large war chest that would be given to the org, or we would just charge a rate saying, hey, we need this for this block period of time, and we would just do the security, and as long as we do our job well, we don't really get charged. So far, they don't charge people, but stuff happens. Star Citizen happens. It's just something I want everybody to be aware of, that we don't want to like get a bad rap if we do shenanigans and do bad.
Upholding our name.
Yeah. So like it'd be like
This is
4
a
mil per
situation where
person.
we're going to be able to build a reputation and build a good reputation.
Yeah, so like for the event that they have going on right now, it's 4 hours and it's about 1 mil per person in security. So that's 4 mil per person, 20 people. That's my math is bad, but
It's
4 times. Yeah, it's a lot of. It would be a lump sum to the org, and then we would probably tack on an extra for war chest. So it's essentially like, is that like an 80 million contract?
Yeah, that would be nice to be able to do.
Like a 40, yeah, like an 80 million contract to the org, and then we would pay people out. So we would probably charge like 90 or 100, and we would just take over the entire security contract, do it really well, and it would be nice to just put 20 million into the war chest, and then everybody gets 4 mil from doing the contract.
very good way to make money.
Yep.
And a lot of the security, the majority of the time you're just gonna be standing around, walking, patrolling.
Is that
Alright, so
something the org is open to or whatnot? That's why. Just wanted to open it up for discussion.
I'm gonna start playing
Yeah.
the music here. All right.
Next question.
Yep. All right. So who's our next person here? Hellwinter. Where the hell did he go in the list? This one's about code, hard copies of the code.
Yep, it's kind of just a quick question. Is it, with the new ethics and stuff, we going to get a hard copy of like the ethics protocol as well as essentially case examples that we can work off of?
Believe the plan is to put that on the website as soon as Adam irons it out after this town hall.
All right. Do we have a timeline for that? 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
I'm giving him a week.
Ruh-roh.
Exactly.
Yeah, and now he's like, oh, I better get started.
Yes,
Oh,
I
no,
was saying,
I have something. It's just trying to think of like more of this because I always feel like it's too short. So I could probably just throw it into ChatGPT and say, "Hey,
Yeah,
expand upon this."
that's what you do.
I would
Everybody
That's
also
literally what
just-
ChatGPT is for, sir.
Yep.
I would also just let people throw you random scenarios and stuff. That way you can like think about like how you would handle that topic. So like try to get people to, exploit the rules.
True.
well, that's the thing. That's what I was saying, like case law examples. So if people try to say, like, hey, I wasn't technically doing it, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're violating the spirit instead of the actual law itself. You still run afoul of it. that's what I was thinking. Getting to get people on board is giving them examples to go off of, maybe like specific acts in the verse, stuff that we've seen, case examples that we've had through history, trials and tribulations.
Okay, so what you're saying is you want to see the case examples on there as well, so people understand this is what breaking the rules looks like.
Yeah, just kind of help everyone build that mental picture of where kind of that gray line
Okay.
that we really don't want to stay away from. Because if you give them something like, hey, we're going to do this, everyone's version of like ethically, morally is different. We have to set that baseline.
No, that sounds like good, and also just using different reference points to help enable that type of thoroughness and knowledge for that. That'll help. All right, we've got two more here.
All right. So the next one, he already kind of talked about that one, the slavery and all that, so we skipped that one. The next one is unfated, which he can't talk right now. So, his question is, how is Arvid going to ensure that the content is being uploaded to YouTube in a unique and true to the org without being a copy-paste format of all the current videos uploaded by others? You mentioned long forms. Are these expected to be a story-based video or just combat? That's for Adam. Historic stuff.
Yeah. For us in general, I mean, I'm certain we could find our voice soon, because so far, I think it's only like 4 people in the group that do anything, whether it's recording. I try to get my hands on editing myself, so it's more. We haven't found our voice and style yet, and once we do, we can actually go past, actually start to producing it in more of a better manner. Like, I want to try making like a video closer to like Soviet Womble, where whenever you see people like walk around and talk, their voice, the text box goes above their head, because that'll help people actually follow along. But it could also be seen like, oh, you're just copying him. So for our unique voice and style, we don't know yet.
All right.
And as for the other part, 1 second.
And Bear, the
Yeah.
thumbs up are now answered questions.
Gotcha. Skip thumbs up. All right. Well, he's got a second part of this. What step is Arvid taking to be unique on its own this year? There's a lot of orgs currently which offer the same structure Arvid does, which is currently fine, whereas being asked to simply get the brain cells moving a bit. More so, being asked to simply make us think about it.
We're just the cooler guys.
And we're the cool fuckers, man. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
We're the cool patrol.
Yeah, we're doing
Arvid's
the
got
same
one
thing, but
thing that
go ahead.
Arvid has something that a lot of the other orgs don't. When it comes down to the real life thing, you know, there's orgs out there that will kick you out if you miss events and stuff.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I hate that rule, but it is what makes Arvid Arvid. Question. Wait, how are you putting thumbs up on SRS? We haven't even talked about SRS.
I talked about the overall comm situation. It's probably not going to include having to have 2 in the grand scheme.
Gotcha.
That's
Alright.
a bigger town hall.
That's after we've settled this dust. That's later. I've got other things to deal with first.
Alright, so Teleraven has the next one. Let's go ahead and bring his ass up here. Where's Telly? Teleraven, you coming?
Fade is back, by the way.
Oh. We just answered his question though.
He missed it.
I can't not hear Mike. Okay, so I'll ask for him. So this is for Teleraven. Questions are more of a session for the record. We need to highlight the squadrons and what they actually do, and sideline items and activities, or what ships are performed or flown within that squadron they do. We're plenty available and fleshed out. There are plans for this. Ship list and loadouts, gear loadouts and colors, preferred kits, and where to buy them are easily accessible. Preloaded kits ready to go for squadron leaders and creates events, blah, 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 which we kind of touched on a little bit there. But,
Yeah, I wasn't
So,
going to
and a
do
lot of that,
any ship specific gear loadouts and anything until we had the ability to do the group permissions on ships, where we can just set up a base and I can just set them up the way I want you all to fly them.
For the other stuff, like the actual what the squadrons are, there's a pin. I think it's in members. There's a pinned message that literally has a quick blurb of each one, and like Opie said on the website, there's a squadron page that you just click on that, and it literally gives you big briefs of every one of them. You know, you can click on them, and it gives you all that kind of stuff. For the ship loadout, for the gear loadout and colors, that's also squadron based. I know Condor had it in a PDF. We had not a PDF, sorry, a spreadsheet for multiple things.
Well, yeah, and that's what
I
I
think
just
Raven had
clarified
it in.
earlier about the Falcon one is moving to the same one that Phoenix uses for medium armor, the Nightfire set. So
Gotcha.
we're
So
just
yeah,
consistent as combat.
but you're right. We should have it all in one place, so it's not like you got to go talk to go to the squad channel. That's how it is now. You go to the squad channel basically and figure out what it is.
I
We
will
don't
be
have that
adding it
posted.
to the squadron web page portion later.
All right. I was reading Panda's response there. Um, Dark Poisons still around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. He was actually had his hand up. So go ahead and
Clicked it.
Hello. Yes, my question is about earlier. Um, they mentioned the idea of a quartermaster. I would love to know information on the quartermaster, and more specifically, is the quartermaster supplied by the organization on the stuff that they have to get, or do I have to get Because
so
Kim explained to me all the details, but I'd have to keep a spreadsheet of everything, and I have no problem with doing all that. I just want to know about the finances and
the
if there
org
might.
would pay for it. The war chest would pay for any purchases like that. So like if you go through and say, hey, I just bought 200 Demicos, 400 of these, 400 of that, and you give me a list and say, hey, it cost me 2 million, I'll be like, okay, here's your 2 million. The org will pay
And
it. If
so,
you ever
like, I
And
can
I
any
lock things up.
for any
So, like,
event or anything for the org like that, the war chest will reimburse.
okay. Yeah, because, like, I'm very interested in this, and I think Cam knew I've been trying to find my place in the organization, and I haven't found it. Combat was never my strong point, and I think Cam knew that. But
yeah.
I like the idea of being the quartermaster, where I can, because I am a person of organization, and that is something that I do. So
Okay. Yeah. So that's in Condor. So that great. Yeah. Just go ahead and I'll put that because I know you and Eric both said you're interested in that. So that's great. We can sit down and I don't think we have. I gotta find the spreadsheet. We literally had a spreadsheet built for us for requests and stuff. Like somebody will go in and say, "Hey, I need four." They can just click on, "I need 40, uh, uh, 40 Phoenix outfits," and it literally will give you a spreadsheet full of the items you need to go buy and where to buy them. But I gotta
yeah, and
find that spreadsheet.
and while I was sitting here, I had a bunch of ideas. Like I think
Yeah, I
you
think it
guys
was
said
Loki.
each outfit had their own built loadout. Well, you could have like a section, a set list of loadouts specifically for. So if you need like I need one loadout for um Cam's group. Well, immediately you can just ask and fill it out. You request it, and then we can give you a box which is the entire loadout that you would need for that part of the
Yes.
org.
Yeah. Panda just mentioned, yeah, because Loki had written what it was. It was like a website. You'd go to a website, and the person would go to the website. Opie would go to his website and goes, "Hey, I need 40 of this, or I need 20 of these," and then it would just tell us, and then the quartermaster would just fill out the order. We never used it much because, well, it was more like, "Hey, Opie." Opie was like, "I got it already," but we did have that like sieges and shit. So we'd show up with the crate and just drop it. It's like, okay, pull the equipment you need out of it, and then he would carry all the ammo you need. You need ammo? I'm running on low on FS9 ammo. Swap out fucking 10 clips for him. So stuff like that. So yes,
Yeah, and
we,
and after this whole thing, I don't mind talking to you about that because I'm very, very interested in the Quartermaster role because that sounds
Okay.
like something up my alley of.
yeah. So yeah, after the meeting, throw me a DM. Error, same thing. Anybody else interested in being quartermaster, throw me a DM. We'll get you going, set up, make sure you're in the right squad, and get everything going for you, and we'll get that going. We can work together as a team and create a new spreadsheet, new program, whatever we need to do to figure it out.
Yeah,
Make
you
it
could
work for
have
you.
like an East Coast or West Coast maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
With the
multiple
number
time
of them
zones.
that are interested in it, yeah.
And that would actually help because if you had the East
Just
Coast
for
and
the
West
sake of
Coast,
time frame of being available.
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
so we can work on that. Well, definitely. And I was saying, like in the past, Condor, that's what Mikel 2 came into play. We would all sit at Mikel 2. Not sorry, I keep saying Mikel 2. It's Mikel 4. And we have ships sitting there. We literally had ships that did nothing but hold crates, and those crates had items on it for other people. And we would spawn that crate or that ship, pull out of the dock, pull the crate off, put it on another ship, put the ship back. And that's how we
yeah,
did
because
that.
I even have a really big cargo ship that I could probably use to hold crates if needed.
Yeah. So that would work out
I mean,
perfect.
you
So
can
yeah,
even pick up and place the boxes now, so it makes it even easier.
yeah. So like I said, after the meetings, or DM me, I'll get the list together, and we'll figure out time to get together and figure that out.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Who's next? Deviant. Coming back to Deviant. He's got a question about legality of drugs and stuff. Where'd he go? Anybody see him? I don't see him.
Well,
There he
that
is.
question has really been answered with the whole morality of
Well,
the org, as we're moving to a more moral stance, whereas we're bounty hunters, we're hunting, looting your kill is acceptable. It's normal. It's you can morally view it as you're taking it to have them destroyed. We just don't have destruction terminals to get payment yet, or anything like that.
so basically, that is how, before the rule change, that's how we looked at drugs. Basically, if you exchange them, you do it, with no, you don't fight a cop, you don't fight people to just, put them down. We basically, if you have a place to do, like, if you just go to Krill 4, sell them slowly, no interactions, that's okay. If you go to a breaker yard and there's nobody there and you just go and sell them, that's okay. We're seeing them as we're turning them back in to be taken off the streets, kind of thing. That's how we looked at it. Some people like me who would just refuse to touch them. We don't exist. They don't exist. So we don't even care. Yeah, it's thousands of dollars, but that's a hard one for me sometimes.
And that whole morality thing was a lot to help assuage people like Bear in the org, so it didn't feel so wrong to them that we were doing things like that.
Yeah.
But now Bear can touch them.
I
Yep.
still probably won't. But
Same.
yes, yeah. I don't know. I haven't figured out, because the whole reason I haven't done it is because we are a lawful org. That is an unlawful act. But we'll see how that goes.
That's still a morally correct act.
Fade it. So let me go back up here. He's asking for a recap. Are you still here, Fade it? Hopefully. Oh, what made us different? Was our people, and our one simple rule is real life comes first. That's what made us different. And then you said you had a second question?
I think it has to do with the morality and aligning with orgs that
yeah.
are a little less sketchy, and that was handled under Raven. Raven is the one that
Gotcha.
will, see how sketchy we're willing to handle. If they're murdering innocents for no reason, we're not going to handle it.
Okay. All right. So we're done with our list. Other than Wardrake wanted to talk about trauma. We got
We got 2 in the queue. 1 in the queue.
yeah. Raven. We'll go ahead and bring up Raven and see what he wants to talk about.
Hello. Do apologize if I missed half of this because I was with family for lunch. It's more up Opie's alley and also Cammy. So for future ops and stuff for speaking of organization, are we gonna situate ourselves with organizing our groups and stuff our fire teams and stuff ready team fire assist, or are we just mix and match here?
Definitely be going along with the rank structure. Once we have more members, you'll actually have your sergeants, and they'll be like in charge of the platoons or squads rather. I'd like to have it eventually where you'd have your gunner guys and then your riflemen and marksmen, dedicated, split up for.
Because I was thinking myself, I was thinking about being more of a dedicated sniper more than anything. But I mean, if we're going to do squad organization stuff, I'm down for anything. Honestly.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's gonna come with the release of new stuff, and even we got some stuff we can use it with now too. But a lot of the ops that we're gonna have to do are gonna be against each other, and so since we can't really say get a bunch of bad guy players to come to one area and let us fight them. But
all right, yeah, that's my question there. So
yeah, I like the idea of having dedicated roles within the squad for different types of gunmen.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Anybody else got any questions? Raise your hand. Type it out. Now is your chance.
Let your voice be heard.
All right. We'll let Ward have his little spiel about trauma while you guys think about it.
Yep. So trauma is just the community medical server. It's ran by Nightmare. Similar to what we do in Arvid, but it's a community server, so other orgs are in there. The main thing is just to have a place where people don't get griefed. We also have a bot that's ran from that server, and people can receive rescue beacons. They can go on patrols and also hunt those trap beacon peoples, and then keep a list of the people that actually do those and the orgs that try to do trap beacons. So that is also something Arvid has. There's a whole council of different orgs that are on that in trauma as far as the community. Just wanted to bring awareness to that.
All right. Iron Air has another question for Adam here, so let's go ahead and bring his ass back in here. Where is he at? And then Deviant asks for a question. I'll pop it after you. After Air.
Yep, there we go. So my question was, if we make common YouTube videos or we make streams and stuff, is there a title that we have to use? Do we have to use the organization's name or a common word that would represent who we're making videos for or content for? Because I wouldn't, when I got more time off work, I can definitely make more streams and YouTube videos about the organization and the missions that I do, or the salvage missions, and show people what to do or how to do it properly from what I've learned.
Yeah. For that, all you really need is just to tag us, not tag us, but like put in your description, like being helped out with my org mates at the Arvid Protection Navy for this theme or that theme. Like we want to make it feel more organic, not like we're trying to shoehorn in. Like everyone could go ahead and like make their own YouTube channels, host their point of views of things. But we do have our own YouTube channel, and the idea at some point is basically have it where like during big events, like say the next Xeno threat, and you want to have the best video possible, we get as many people recording their sides of the event at the same time. We then mush it all together, try to time it properly, and then just let it go and have it play out. And probably cut out all the slower bits, like us waiting around for like the next phase to happen.
So I do have editing background. I got a diploma in media for video production, so I can do editing with Premiere Pro. And also, my wife is also uses Premiere Pro and other editing software. So if anyone's got any videos that they need to be edited, that I can definitely do that as well. I do have a background in it.
So, are we fast tracking him then?
Nope.
I've
No.
got I've
Work
got
work with him in
hours, I've
store.
got hours and hours of OBS recordings.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a plus and everything. And yeah, no, as much as I want to fast track that part now, just because you just applied, well, you still have to go through the process. But no, that's definitely dragging you to Stork no matter what.
Okay. I just wanted to put that out there because me and my wife were talking before, and she's like, you can definitely make TikToks of this, you could do this and this and that. And I'm like, I never even thought of any of this stuff. So she just prompted me to come and speak forward and like let you guys all know about what skills and stuff I've got and other media platforms that I can use.
Alrighty.
Now,
Yeah. Although I want to say one stipulation, just because it'll be better for everyone if we share it and collect it all, use the same one all at once. And this is just me, just because we all know how big my eyes are compared to my stomach. Is to use my referral code, so that way I can get the free javelin, and once I hit the mark to actually get it, we then switch to the next person, and I can melt my current javelin and then get an Idris and Kraken at the same time.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, and you're like, even when it comes to uploading videos, I don't know about anybody else, but I've been saving mine by the date so that whenever we upload them, if we're giving them to him, then we're all giving them essentially the same instance of video, where you can flip flop from different ship views and everything.
Yep,
You
I'm
you
happy
can
to
see
do that.
this. You can see the same. Say somebody gets rammed, you can see that same crash from 3 different perspectives.
Oh, there's something going
Good
on.
stuff.
it's like when Smurf turns off the power to the mole.
Yeah.
You can see all the
Yeah.
three views.
Yep.
Or everyone's
Alright.
When Bear forgets how to fly Valkyrie.
Yeah, fuck off.
Oh, when he had an issue with his flight stick and he was tilting and turning with the reclaimer a few weeks back.
Yeah.
You'll just have to X out the parts of the video where I'm passed out on my desk.
Or for me, the last two big event themes for me that I kind of want multiple perspectives of was when we all were flying around the Furies around the Carrack, and somehow I was the only one to survive after Cammy crashed into the Carrack.
I don't believe you because I know that you crash into everything.
Cammy?
He's not wrong. Not wrong.
It has happened.
What?
The time when we all were doing squadron flights in Furies, and you somehow crashed into the Carrack hard enough that everyone but myself
I don't know what you're talking about.
And the other time, just because it'll be hilarious to see, was when we were all, I think we were camping one of the main drug selling spots, I thought, hey, with my FAC, I'm going to spook them a bit. So I basically charged in as fast as I could, blasting everyone before they could hear me, only because, my fighting skills, I slammed into the ground, bounced, and basically blacked out spinning around.
All right. So somebody had a question. They just removed their hand, Deviant. All right. Is that all you had there, Air?
Yep, that's everything. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir. Deviant, do you still have that
Deviant?
question or no? Looks like Chiller has a question. Hold on. Let him come on up.
Oh, yeah, it's just a simple yes/no question, really. It's just will we be using AFVs at all? Like like the Ursa,
Yes.
the Nova, and those guys. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes. I try to keep an Ursa readily available for driving into bunkers and stuff if needed.
Yeah. I'm not sure about the Nova because I know it's a main MBT, but
Yeah, I don't like a tank really, but we've had tank wars before in the
okay.
past.
I'm just
That
wondering
was
if
fun.
it's like if we can actually have like a dedicated, AFV crews set up just so that they're like providing fire support.
Yeah.
Only reason I'm
Gotcha.
asking because I'm ex-military and we usually use AFVs as infantry support. So it's like
Yeah.
infantry goes out, we have them and we use them to support. Okay, cool.
That'll come more with like doing like JT when we have, especially once we get more members and we can have the crew to dedicate that to, you know.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to know.
But yeah,
Just so if it's
we
worth for
definitely
me
use them.
actually looking at purchasing an AFV just so it's available just in case it's not needed.
It's always
Yes.
needed. Ursa is always needed.
Ursa's okay. I know it can fit in a wide variety of ships. So
Even though Bear likes his links.
It's pretty shit, man.
It is pretty. You just can't leave from the back of it.
No, yeah, leave from the side of it.
yeah,
It's not a very good.
kind of like a
It's not a
BTR.
good
It's like
drop.
you come out the sides. You don't go out the
Yeah.
rear. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I know that if you were a subscriber, you got that Anvil AFV, and it's like that massive giant thing. I'm like, okay, do we really need that?
I know I'd like to see us use the Spartan and Ballista a bit more.
I love the Spartan.
Spartan, yeah.
Well, I like it because as the driver, you can go into the remote turret and shoot while you're driving.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I
As
think
long
that's
as
what the
nobody's
game
in
is.
the co-pilot seat.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right.
Ridiculous.
Yep, that's all I needed. Thank you.
All right. Yep. We got Reaver here.
Oh, Jesus. Going back to that vehicle stuff, I do know a little bit about, because my job pertained to, this specific support vehicle, right? I do know a little bit about, vehicle operating and stuff, so if you guys need a reference on that, I can probably provide my expertise in that as well. So that's what I want to say.
Good.
All right. Anybody else? Going once? Going twice? Oh. Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, just a quick random question. I know that Star Citizen allows affiliate stuff. Have you ever thought about creating a node for every unit within Arvid, and then, you just have the main one and then the side association?
No, I think they've pretty much nixed the idea of having a pirate org within Arvid.
No, he's talking about
Okay.
using that as a way to separate the squadrons, and I don't think he even really thought of that because it's not really that big of an issue yet.
Yeah,
we don't have
That
It
would
also
be
would allow.
something to do in the future if we become really large.
Fair enough. Yeah, because it also would allow in-game chat channels for each group as well. So.
We can create those on the fly as we need. Anyways, they're wiped out in every patch.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, because we do have the Arvid channel in game. I don't know if everybody's in here. If you're not, bug me when you when you see me or Cammy or somebody, and we get you to add it to that channel. Because if we have an in-game chat, every patch we create, we invite everybody. So it's just for Arvid people that can talk in game, leave messages and shit like that.
Yeah, I saw. Thinking one for each group as well.
Got part of that. You were breaking up pretty good, buddy. You saw something about that. That's all I got.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying. Yeah, I'm already part of that in-game channel, so that's what I was thinking. Maybe the other thing as well, but.
Not a bad idea. Something to think about.
Yeah.
I have one for Condor,
And
Raven.
yeah, we used to do one, but we don't anymore because it's not really used. Like it's not really useful currently.
I would love it when we can do stuff with squad shit in game, org shit in game. Add tags and stuff. That'd be great.
Now there is a bug that we need to still test. That is, when you join a server and you're in a custom VC with somebody, like when I join servers with OP, I can see OP in the server when I join, and I can see where he was when I joined. That's about it.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Anybody else? All right. Adam, you want to wrap it up, I guess? Because unless anybody else has got anything else to say on this panel?
going once, going twice. Alrighty. In that case, I would like to thank everyone for joining us today, participating, and actually asking questions. Because honestly, this is a larger turnout than I thought it would be. I was fully expecting us to just kind of like sit here in the dark, hoping someone would join. But seeing everyone who did pop in, definitely all of this, especially during the start, brought a tear to my eye because it shows how much we all care for here and how much we want to basically improve and learn and grow and such. And I'm quite happy to know all of you.
And 3 years ago, we were tiny.
Oh yeah, no. I remember having stress days where we would have like an entire month of no one joining, and I'd have a little panic attack, like, are we not being seen and such. But, the growth over the last few years has been amazing, and I'm certain we'll be growing even larger still.
Yeah, remember, not all large orgs started large. They had to grow from somewhere, and we're growing great.
Yeah, growing naturally and slowly. No more random invites. No more accepting everyone out of the blue. No, we are accepting only those who actually who actually play with us. We say yes, they are a good fit, and going up from there.
All right, thank you guys for coming to the town hall. We're gonna stop recording now.